And that, Winston, is how we get famous on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Kevin Mills with you. Hey, say hi, Megan.
Hi.
We're getting ready to barbecue. Well, actually, not getting ready. It's almost done. But anyway, real quick. So I'm motivated by food here to get through this video and provide tremendous value efficiently. No, so here's the 3 points that I want to cover, and then we'll break it down. First point, and this video is more along the lines of the business of commercial beekeeping, but these are principles that should be applied to a hobbyist, to a sideliner, and really principles that should be applied to your life in general. And I'm definitely trying to apply consistently in my life. The 3 things are the importance of being able to pivot in your business model. We'll break that down in just a moment. The second thing is, have you trained your mind to be resourceful under times of stress, especially maximum stress? And then the third thing is, have you created a plan on continuing to always educate yourself? Or another way of putting it, which I love, is CANI, C-A-N-I, constant and never-ending improvement. And just like anything in life, if you don't make a purposeful plan for it to happen, everything else will get in the way, and a year, 5 years, 10 years goes by, and all of a sudden you realize all of this time you've lost. Okay, so breaking down the first part, which is the importance of being able to pivot. You think about what pivoting is, and more importantly, what it requires, which is a pivot point. Like you think about my shoulder being able to pivot 360 degrees is because of the shoulder socket or whatever it's called that looks like a ball. That's your pivot point. And in business, in order to be able to adapt to the surrounding situations, whether it's market environments, whether it's your colony health, whatever it is, you need to be able to have the flexibility to pivot. And that comes from a strong pivot point. What is the pivot point in business? The pivot point in business is your mission statement, said in a better way, because many of you are probably sole proprietors, just out there, hustling yourself. Said in a better way is, what is your big why? Why do you do what you do? Which leads into the second point, which is, what have you done to train your mind to be resourceful in times of maximum stress? When things change, whether even for the better or for the worse, there's obviously stress. Stress is our minds and our bodies reacting to unknowns. And one of the most important things for us to realize about our minds are designed and hardwired from birth to help us survive. They're not designed to make us happy, to give us fulfillment. Fortunately, we can train our minds to bring that to us. But the way that our minds are hardwired is to find all of the situations that are going to be hurtful to us or harm us. And unfortunately, even though that's useful in some situations, say in business, it can be useful relying on that especially when you're strategizing and building a plan for saying, okay, what are the cons? What are the things that can go wrong? But when we're in a place of stress and we allow that part of our mind the most prominent rule over our thought process, it's not going to give you the creativity and the out-of-box thinking, creative thinking that you often need to problem solve. A perfect example being, when you lose 50% of your operation, 80% of your operation to varroa mites, or somebody sprays your bees, but in today's day and age, 95% chance it's mites that have killed your bees. If you haven't trained your mind to be resourceful under times of stress, you're going to get overwhelmed with all of the challenges around you. And when you get overwhelmed, you can't think creatively. So how do you train your mind to be resourceful during times of stress? I'm going to put a link down to a video by Tony Robbins, who is one of the top business coaches and personal performance coaches in the world right now. And he talks about the Triad, and that's learning how to control our thoughts, learning to control our physiology, our body, and to also learn to control our language. And that doesn't necessarily mean cussing, but it can. So if you're interested in just some practical tools, I'll post the link and you can follow it there. If you'd like me to further expound upon it, even though I definitely won't do it as clearly and concisely as he does, just leave comments below and I'd be more than happy to do videos on that. The third point being that you need to be purposeful in what resources have you scheduled into your professional life, and obviously this applies to your personal life too, so that you're always having an inflow of good information into your mind and thus obviously into your operation. I'm blown away by how many people haven't invested $33 a year to get a subscription to the American Bee Journal, which is chock full every month. I know it sounds like a little commercial for them, and it is, even though I'm not getting any cutbacks or what do you call those, pushbacks or whatever, commission. It's chock full of incredible information. Another option is ChatGPT. If you haven't explored it, open a free account and ask it, what are the 5 most recent scholarly articles or publications on beekeeping in the last 2 years or the last year? Always have an inflow of information coming into your mind that you can use, because that obviously is going to be a reference point as you train your mind to be resourceful under times of stress, for your mind to be able to pick from. And then, as we started with in the beginning, and that also goes into giving creative options on how to pivot your business model. So anyways, those are 3 things. It's a quick and dirty rundown, but I also wanted to make this video concise. If you want me to expound more on any of those points, leave a comment below, and anything that's receiving more attention than something else, we'll go ahead and do a video on that. So once again, rundown: the importance of pivoting, the importance of training your mind to be resourceful under times of stress, and also the importance of creating a plan so that you're always constantly and never ending in your improvement of your knowledge on yourself, on your industry, and on the things that are important to you. Once again, this is far from an all-encompassing video. It's not meant to be. It's just 3 principles that I have found incredibly fundamental in keeping us going as a business, and not only going, but continuing to innovate and get better at our craft.